Welcome to a bad recap of Shooter. Shooter? I hardly know her. The movie starts with two snipers playing Overwatch for a mission in Ethiopia. At least I think it is, I can't actually see them. This is the main character, Bob Lee Swagger. No, that's not a joke. And this is his partner, Donnie. Donnie starts talking about how much he loves his wife and can't wait to go back home to see her, which obviously means he's about to die. Sorry, Donnie, I don't make the rules or play by them, I just enforce them. They get caught in a big gunfight with some enemy militia. Outgunned and outmanned, they need help, so they radio command to request backup.
Such violence!
Can't you settle this peacefully?
Command shuts down communication, leaving the two stranded 8 kilometers deep in enemy territory. As expected, Donnie falls in battle, but Swagger manages to lock in and destroy the helicopter, which I guess means he's fine. He'll just wander 8 kilometers back to base. We then cut forward 36 months, or 3 years exactly, to Swagger retired and living by himself up in the mountains. God, what a loser. Oh wait, he's a dog? Oh, no way, he's even trying to get him beers from the fridge. God, not even my son can do that. One day Swagger is visited by Colonel Johnson, who wants him to plan the assassination of the President of the United States. Swagger gets really excited until he specifies that he's only planning, not executing. He says news has come from within the government on a plan to kill the president, meaning they can't go to the FBI or Sector 7 because no one can be trusted. The Colonel says the shot is planned to be from over a mile away, which is why they need Swagger, a top sniper, to help them predict the plan of attack. But he turns the job down since he claims a shot of that distance is impossible. Later he goes into the wilderness to hunt for dinner, which he manages to snipe from over a mile away. This makes him change his mind about the job, so he cuts his hair and scouts out all the possible locations for the hit. He narrows it down to Philadelphia, where it's overcast? Those bastards lied to me. He lays out all the information about the specifics of taking a shot of that distance, including the possible locations, the gun specifications, the tools required, just a bunch of nerd shit. The Colonel is impressed with his recon and asks him to be there on the day to help as a spotter. On the day of the exciting event, everyone is in position and no one is wandering into places they don't belong. What the hell? The Colonel introduces the beat cop to Swagger because, I don't know, maybe he won a raffle. Your flies are down, officer.
Shit. I don't want to lose that now, do I?
Swagger predicts that the sniper is currently loaded and urges the others to send in a team to arrest them, but at that moment he gets shot by the beat cop, who was probably mad that he caught a glimpse of his peanuts. At the same time, an unknown sniper shoots the target right in the skull. Swagger jumps out the window, somehow managing to avoid multiple gunshots and hobbles away. That officer was standing right next to him. How on earth did he miss?
How could you fucking miss?
That's what I'm saying! The men then set up the room to match the conditions Swagger would have needed to kill the president. They've even got a gun from his home, which is stealing and illegal. I thought these were the good guys. Meanwhile, there's a citywide manhunt for Swagger, since everyone thinks he's the one who took the shots. He manages to get the jump on FBI agent Nick, who he handcuffs and steals his car. With 5 wanted stars in the entire city after him, he has no choice but to drive. Oh no, cut that out. I promised my marriage counselor that I'd stop. He has no choice but to drive his car into the river, then hitch a ride on this barge, somehow, and flee the scene by stealing a truck, committing yet another crime. The FBI aren't very happy with this turn of events, especially their agent Nick getting jumped by a specially trained US Marine redneck. I mean, if I was the head of the FBI, I'd definitely cut him some slack. And then remove myself from the no-fly list. Meanwhile, Swagger is in some toilet doing, oh come on man, now really isn't the time to be shooting up. He also does blackface for some reason, probably hoping to decrease his chances of being spotted, unfortunately, however, increasing his chances of being shot. Agent Nick feels there's something fishy with this case, so stays up all night doing research. Damn, he's just like me, only I stay up all night for different reasons. Anyway, Nick finds a load of issues with the case and wants to talk to the beat cop who claimed to stumble upon Swagger, but gets informed by another agent that he is now dead. He got Thomas Wayne in an alley, probably because his flies were down again, and this only makes Nick more suspicious. Back with Swagger, he goes to see Sarah, the wife of Donnie, or ex-wife of Donnie. They didn't get divorced, no, Donnie died. Saves money on couples counseling, I guess. Swagger tells that he's been set up and he didn't kill the president, which confuses Sarah because the president isn't dead. The Archbishop of Ethiopia is. It was mentioned earlier that the Archbishop had been speaking out about corruption within his country, meaning the obvious reason for his assassination is, you guessed it, how terrible the Ethiopian flag is. I hate it. Anyway, Sarah lets him into the house where she mentions how terrible he looks. In response, Swagger brags that the country spent a lot of money, teaching him how not to die in the face of danger. Kind of insensitive to the widow of your dead partner, but I'm sure she'll forget about it if you treat her kindly. So Swagger gives her a long list of items to save his life, telling her to do it piecemeal, different items, different stores. Attracts less attention. Then he takes a big hit of funny gas and passes out on her bed, hoping she'll fix him up in time for dinner. Back with Nick, he's investigating the crime scene, eventually finding a bell tower with a clear line of sight to where the Archbishop was. He finds some tripod markings, most likely meaning someone was filming TikTok dances up there, but potentially meaning some advanced machinery was used there during the assassination. He goes to an internet cafe where he contacts a firearms professional with the username GunProf. Bro, you're still getting catfished. Anyway, he gets pointed to a high-precision remote control rifle that matches a floor print found in the tower. How suspicious. Back with Swagger and the widow of his military partner, he finds out that not only did the guys frame him for the assassination of a world leader, they also killed his dog. He comes up with a plan to use Nick as bait to lure the Colonel out of hiding. First, Sarah puts on a disguise and hands him information about the vehicle Swagger was driving. Nick then puts the vehicle's VIN numbers into the FBI system, but the results are locked behind a paywall. All of this alerts the Colonel and his men to Nick's presence, and they believe he's in cahoots with Swagger for some reason. I don't know. So they kidnap him and torture him for information. Once they've got everything they can out of him, which is nothing, they put him in some really cool arm brace that'll allow them to fake his suicide. I'm sure that anyone who investigates will overlook the bruising and clear signs of torture, since the angle was perfect for him to shoot himself in the head. Bravo, men, you all get a raise. Anyway, Swagger saves Nick by shooting all three of the men while standing in a rocking boat. Damn, this guy is good. Nick tells him he can hire a good lawyer and prove he didn't shoot the Archbishop, but Swagger isn't interested in that lame shit. He's going for a kill streak, because then he can summon a new dog. I don't think Nick understands this is so much more than just a dog. This dog was trained to fetch beer. The evil guys finally figure out where Swagger has been hiding and break into Sarah's house to kidnap her. Anyway, meanwhile, Nick and Swagger go to visit an old shooting legend to figure out how they managed to make the sniper shot without Swagger. The old guy claims there's only one man alive who could have done it, but that he's crippled and bound to a wheelchair, which is when Swagger remembers he saw a guy in a wheelchair while talking about his recon. Obviously, the only people in wheelchairs are retired world-class snipers, so if you ever see one in public, just make sure to push him down some stairs. You may end up saving an Archbishop's life, or you'll end up in court. Anyway, thanks for the help, old man. Don't forget to give him a high five. That was a low five. With the help of Nick's friend at the FBI, they track down the wheelchair man, knowing that it's definitely a trap. So they buy a load of gear and prepare for a full frontal assault. Swagger even teaches Nick how to use a sniper rifle in like 25 minutes. I would not trust that man to be my Overwatch. But yeah, Swagger sneaks into the compound, placing bombs every now and again, eventually getting face to face with the crippled sniper. He starts monologuing about the Colonel's evil plan and why he wanted the Archbishop dead. As I mentioned earlier, the Archbishop was planning to yap about corruption in his country, in particular about a village of people who were massacred so that an oil pipeline could be built through their village. The Colonel works for the United States Senator of Montana, who ordered this little genocide and pipe construction, so they arranged the assassination to prevent people from finding out about their tomfoolery. Boy, if only more than one person in Ethiopia knew about the genocide. Now this does sound really bad and evil, but it's important to note that this isn't technically a war crime, since the US and Ethiopia aren't at war, so by that logic, they did nothing wrong. While they've been chatting, a full division of armed soldiers have surrounded the house. The crippled sniper isn't a fan of social interaction, so shoots himself. Real. Now of course, Swagger and Nick knew this would be a trap, so use some traps of their own to turn the tides in their favour. But why do I have fortunate, son? Of course, the memory of Vietnam is too painful for any US soldier to endure, allowing Swagger and Nick to leave behind a pile of cooked bodies. Later, Swagger gets a call from the Colonel, who attempts to blackmail them using Sarah. Unfortunately for them, Swagger recorded what the crippled sniper said about the Ethiopian massacre, giving them leverage to guarantee her safety. He also asks for the Senator of Montana to be at the exchange point, shocking the Colonel since he thought his Pookie was a secret. The meeting takes place up on a mountain, with the Colonel arriving with Sarah and the molester, and the Senator pulling up in his own helicopter. They see a man walking towards them, who gets shot by one of the Colonel's hidden snipers, thinking it's Swagger. Turns out it was actually Nick, wearing a bulletproof vest. God, thank God he was shot in the chest and not the unprotected skull. Swagger is hiding in the mountains among a group of enemy snipers. He takes them all out one by one before turning his sights onto Sarah and the man holding her. I don't think that's how sniper rifle scopes work. Anyway, he manages to shoot the guy's hand off, and then the rest of his arm, leaving the Colonel and Senator unprotected. Look, there he is at the top of the mountain, and he's walking down. This may take a while. While he's wandering down the mountain, we see that they arrange to deliver a message to the FBI, giving them the location of the meetup. Oh, look, Swagger made it down the mountain. Once he makes it to the group, the Senator compliments his skills and offers him a job. Jesus Christ, dude, read the room. Wait, they're outside. Swagger rips into him about how terrible he is, and how he sanctioned the mass murder of an entire village so a pipeline could go through it. One village! And I would have got away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. After being told the entire system is corrupt, Swagger destroyed the recording of the sniper talking about the genocide, saying that it would only put people in danger. Relieved, the Senator waddles off to his helicopter while singing the national anthem. God bless America. The Colonel turns to Swagger and says,
Not your son.
Yes, no shit, Swagger, it's a common saying. He wasn't claiming he literally did the sex with your mother. Anyway, the FBI arrive and arrest Swagger. Later, he requests an audience with the Attorney General, hoping to clear his name of the assassination. They bring out the gun they claimed he used, and he checks with them that it hasn't been touched in any way since it was found at the scene of the crime. They confirm, so he loads a bullet into the chamber and aims the rifle at the Colonel, but upon firing, nothing happens. He explains that whenever he leaves his house, he swaps all the firing pins in his gun so they do not work, which must make popping out to Tesco a very cumbersome task. This clears him of the assassination of the Archbishop, but pins nothing on the Colonel. A fact he celebrates until Nick hands the Attorney General images of the massacred village in Ethiopia. But once again, they can't pin anything on the Colonel since it happened on foreign soil. This is actually a really useful life hack for you guys. Commit all your crimes on foreign soil and you'll never get convicted. God, I just love to take day trips to France and spend my entire time putting stamps and envelopes upside down. Dirty crime. So Swagger is free to go, but none of the actual criminals got served any justice. In fact, they're seen later chilling in some house laughing about their evil deeds. God, I really wish something would happen to teach them a lesson. Okay, well, they're dead now. Not really what I had in mind. Swagger kills everyone in the house, eventually getting face to face with the Senator, who despite asking really politely isn't spared of the massacre and gets shot in the head. Damn, Swagger should totally build an oil pipeline to the house now. That would be very funny. He creates a gas leak which ignites to blow the house up with a massive explosion. And Mark Whalberg is wearing a hat. And the movie ends. Great movie. I enjoyed the part where Bubbly Swagger didn't kill himself in prison, and my favourite character was easily Hefe, because it's also the name of Jon Favreau in Chef. But yeah, if you enjoyed this recap, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thank you ever so much for watching.